Our church has had a major shift through the years. When we first went to the church, they were very, very traditional. They were accustomed to just a 1 hour, more or less, context service and traditional organ and piano. And at first, as we took our time to get to know the people and understand what they wanted, we saw God beginning to change things in the church. That meant we had to change the style of worship as well. Well, our organist wasn't too happy about that. She had taught music and worship at a college, for many years. And that became a problem. Eventually, it resulted in her leaving the church, actually, and because she felt we were creating tensions in worship and music ministry. But we felt that God was doing something among us. We saw, people starting to come in, and we realized to attract younger families, especially, we needed to change the style of worship. We needed to be able to provide worship that was on their vernacular that they could relate to. And that was necessary. So we developed a praise team. They never had a praise team. It was always a one leader who would do the worship, and that was the kind of thing. And we felt, no, we needed some changes. So my wife, who also, leads worship, she decided to develop that worship team, and then we gradually introduced, some guitar players, and then finally took another couple of years, we introduced the drums, and gradually we made those changes. And then we, felt that we needed to balance the style of worship to avoid those worship wars that, can occur. And we had the agreement at least that we would sing 2 hymns on a Sunday morning, in our worship service, and as well as we try to incorporate contemporary style of worship. So gradually that started to develop, and we began seeing people, being drawn to our congregation also from different cultures, and they had different ways of worshiping. And like one time we had a special international service. The first time we tried that, one of the women from Africa, she had this loud shrieking sound, a screeching sound. And, people were startled by it. But they realized that was their call to worship. So gradually, we have incorporated all these different styles in our worship today, that we have even different worship teams. And we sometimes have a young adult worship team. And they, of course, would tend to completely lead in contemporary music. And, as we went along, we realized even our seniors began to accept that. And so today we have that balanced style of worship. And it's becoming more and more comfortable, acceptable. And in a church where we have now about 29 different nationalities, it means then that people have different ways of expression and different styles in what they have. So we encourage freedom. We encourage people to express themselves. And with that, I, for example, went to Cuba, and I, saw the Cuban sticks. So I brought a pair back to our church, and I play the sticks now with my little rhythm. We have somebody on the Congo drums who will do their own style. And all of that now is being accepted. And we see the people more and more loving the worship. And every now and then I will hear comments, Pastor, that was great today. We enjoyed it. And even from some of our senior people, which is a blessing.